Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right. Follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago, it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
I signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang gives platinum-level service and stock recommendations. It's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Bill, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Bill's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
I can honestly say I've never been more optimistic about the future of America.
Optimistic? What is wrong with this guy? Are you kidding me? We have the highest debt and deficits ever, including trade deficits. Also, optimistic. Think about this. Over the past 53 years, from 1972 to 2023, only 4 times did a president spend more than he took in. Only 4 times in 53 years. This is one of the 4 times. Optimistic? What is he, nuts? Are you kidding? Auto delinquencies, highest in 17 years. 54% of Americans are using their savings for everyday expenses. Savings at COVID was at 38%. Now it's at 2.3%, just 1/10 above the lowest ever. Equity withdrawals, $262 billion. They've already taken, there's no more equity in their homes. And as far as there's people's disposable income after they pay all their taxes and so forth, the money they have left, they're only saving 2.4%. Are you kidding? With real inflation at 12%? What's he talking about? Optimistic. We have about $3 trillion in commercial loans. Now they're saying about half of those are going to go bankrupt. Defaults. Delinquencies. March, job cuts, 319% increase. Bankruptcies, up 45%. 23 manufacturing plants are closing a day. Unbelievable. Mortgage lenders, they're in real deep trouble. Their profits dropped from 98% to 32%. And they're not telling the truth of what's going on. They're not. You know, I have to laugh when they talked about prosperity. Okay, prosperity. And I'm going to put up a chart on my site, so if you're following me online, you can see the chart. And because to understand what's going on, we got to go back a little bit. Because remember, they're calling from 2008 to November 2022 prosperity. Prosperity. That's not prosperity. We didn't have prosperity. First, to understand the banks right now are in deep, deep trouble. They don't talk about the banks because what they're doing is printing all this money, and they're in there trying to save these banks. You know, there's about 10% of our 4,000 banks that are going belly up. Nobody's talking about it, but we're printing money. That means more inflation. How does people think that this market is going to rally to new highs? We're having more inflation. Things are going to get worse before they get better. But that's okay, because when things are worse, we make money. We're in the right stocks to make money. And it's only going to get worse from here. And to understand that, let's go back to 2008 to 2009, after the crash. Now, they said from 2008 to 2022, time of prosperity. No, it wasn't. It was a time of stimulus. Stimulus is not prosperity. They treated stimulus if it was prosperity. Every time the market was going up from 2008 to 2022, they openly called it stimulus. Wow, look at the stimulus. Look how things are going. Wow, things are going good. Look at the stimulus. Stimulus creates a cycle. It comes to an end. Stimulus is a bubble. Stimulus is not prosperity. It's the opposite of prosperity. It's life support, and then it stops. It's massive money printing. It's massive borrowing. It's massive spending. Spending much more than you take in, or much more than you have or borrow, for God's sakes. Stimulus is a terrible thing. When you see stimulus, you should run like hell, because stimulus is life support, period. It's temporary. And take advantage of these low rates. And if you go back to 2008, on my map, you can see it right here on my chart, and look at the prosperity we had right up into 2018. Then what happened? All of that prosperity was all debt. That's what it is. It's debt. And we had to pay for that debt. The inflation showed up in 2018. And in 2018, we had our first crash. And if you remember, I said in 2018, on January 16th, I said, mark this down. I want everybody to mark down this date, January 16th, today. That Phil Grandy said, on this date, January 16th, this is the beginning of the stock market crash. That's right. And that's where we had the first crash, because we had to pay for the stimulus. It's not prosperity. So you take advantage of it? Of course you do. We all do. But you got to keep in the back of your mind, it's a bubble. Stimulus is a bubble. Stimulus is a life support. Then what happened? 2018 starts running again. More stimulus. 2020, boom! We had to pay again. Everybody said, well, that had to do with COVID. No, it didn't. It didn't have anything to do with COVID. 2018 didn't have anything to do with COVID when the market dropped. It dropped about, 23%.
had that first crash, that wasn't that that had nothing to do with COVID. And in 2020, when we dropped 32%, had nothing to do with COVID. You have to pay for stimulus. It's not free. You have to pay for inflation. But you've been lied to during all of this. You're lied to every day by the fake business news network. Every day you're being lied to. But if you're making money, what's wrong with that? That's great. But then here's what really happened. After that crash in 2020, they did their last shot of stimulus. Stimulus, debt. And that debt rallied us up to November 2021. Now we're going to pay big. See, you have to pay for stimulus. You don't get it free. And that's when we had the market crash. 290 days, 390 days, something like that. 300 days. 300 days it kept going down. 300 days. 390. That's right. Thank you. 390. 390 days. The market kept going. They couldn't stop it. Remember, you got to pay when you get all this zero interest money and free money and stimulus, and you don't get that for free. You got to pay. But then what happens? A miracle, COVID. Miracle, COVID for the market. Because we would have gone straight down. But what happened in 2020, now they had an opportunity to do more stimulus. And they put a whole bunch of stimulus back into the market. That's what happened. Right after 2020. And they rallied it all the way up to November of 2022. Look at the stimulus they put in there. Now, you think that was free? No. We paid for it. And we're still paying for it. And it's going to get worse. And they're telling you things are going to get better. When I get back, I'll explain some more why things are going to get worse. Not for us. We're going to be shorting.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
What are you, nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%? I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun.
Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com, and you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, so I put up a chart for all those who are following me online. You can see it. And matter of fact, I made a little couple changes during the break here just so you don't get confused. It shows clearly that it was amazing how the fake business news network could take stimulus, which is a terrible thing, and turn it into something that they changed the word stimulus, which is life support, to prosperity, and they got away with it because the market kept going up on stimulus, not on prosperity, not on earnings, not on growth, not on margins. Imagine that. So again, to understand why this market's going to get worse, you got to go back and look from 2008, and then look at 2000. I drew a little line where 2015 was. That's when they started to raise rates because Yellen in 2015, she got panicked. She saw inflation starting. Remember, they started talking about it's transitory, it's transitory. They started to lie, it's transitory. They knew what was coming. They know what stimulus is. Stimulus is just starts a cycle. It just creates a bubble. You feel good for a bit. But this bit went for 10 years. That's what's making this worse, and that's why the market is going to go down, and that's why the economy is going to get worse. And here's the deal. If you look on this chart, in 2015, the market started to drop. As soon as they started to raise rates, and what'd they do? Ran in with more stimulus. Here they go again. More stimulus, which is a bad thing. And the market rallied. Then they try to stop. And that's when I said to you, 2018, this would be the beginning of the crash. It would be a series of crashes. And 2018, we had the crash. I was sweating it out because I said it in January. It didn't happen until November, December, but it happened. But then they came with more stimulus, pushed the market up. And then when it dropped again in 2020, that's when they came up with all the programs. That's when we had the COVID, and they came in with massive programs of money. The COVID program, what they call it, the COVID, what was the first program? I can't remember the name of it, but they had a COVID program. Oh, good, I can't think of it. COVID something or other, their very first program. And then that was the CARES Act. CARES Act. Remember that? Printed all this money, and they gave money out to people, and $1,200 if you're an adult, $600 here. And then after Trump, Biden comes in, and he starts with all the different programs. He starts with his different programs. And he had, the Inflation Reduction Act, and he had the Omnibus Bill, and he had the American Rescue Plan. That's all stimulus. That's not good. So from 2020, there was a bonanza going on. People had all this money. Their savings went from 2% to 38%. Everybody was at home. Nobody was working. So what happened? Inflation was created. Terrible. Not only the inflation from printing money, for God's sakes. Of course it's inflationary when you print money. But then, you think about what they're doing. They're printing all of this money, and now they told everybody, don't go to work. This is Biden now. Stay home. Stay home. And so now they're sitting there in front of their computers. They got all this money. Okay, they're getting itchy fingers. They get on a computer and they start buying. But there's a problem. Nobody's making stuff. So whatever you bought for $5 last week, you got to pay $15 for it this week because there's less of it. That's how it works. That's capitalism. And so prices started to go crazy. You know that. Gasoline. Oh, and then at the same time, Biden's so stupid. At the same time as we got all this inflation, called under stimulus, which they were telling everybody it was prosperity. At the same time, he could get away with it. Can you imagine if they explained to everybody that stimulus was not prosperity? Stimulus was huge debt, and you're going to lose everything. You're going to lose everything because of stimulus. That's what they should have told everybody. But no. This is prosperity. And they look at the market every day. New highs, which has not a damn thing to do with the economy. New high, but they think it is. And this market went nuts. All of a sudden, 2022 comes November. Boom. Inflation has gone insane. They had to stop. Now, this is where you got to pay close attention. So the market dropped over 300 days. Boom, 38%. We've been trying to get back up to where it started from at the very top in January 2022, trying to get back to that point. We're about halfway there, and then we stopped. We've been stopped. The banks got halfway there and stopped. You got to have the banks drive this, and the banks aren't going to drive this. Remember, they've been driving this whole stock market with tech, because with tech, you don't need profits. That's right, to drive it. All you have to do with tech, give the CEOs a lot of money, have them go in and reduce the amount, buy their own stocks, called stock buybacks, which they reduce the amount of shares that are outstanding, and that means the prices of the earnings go up automatically without earnings, profits without profits, and the stock market goes up. That's how it works. That's why they said in 2008, 2009, let's remove our bank stocks as the leader, because it would take us 4 or 5 years to get the stock market going. Here, if we bring in the tech stocks as the leader, and we start printing all this money and stimulus, and we guise it, we mask it over as prosperity. People will believe it because they see the stock market going up. They believe it. They see the stock market going up. This is what they did. Now what's going to happen? Now the banks are in real deep, deep trouble, and they're lying to you. 10% of the banks are ready to go down. But what are they doing? They don't want them to go down. So what they're doing is printing money, and they're saving these banks, and we have even more inflation. So where's this market going to end up? When I get back, I will tell you.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
What are you, nuts? 85% of the people do not know how to get out of the market. They lose money because they don't know when to get out. I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I solved that with my Pro 2 color-coded chart. It tells you when to get out. It tells you when to get in, tells you what to add, not to add. Specifically, when do I get out? It tells you that. Check it out. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Get your 10-day free trial of my Pro 2 color-coded chart and a membership.
You can be a successful investor in the stock market by knowing what the market is going to do.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. God, you go nuts listening to these shows on TV, you know, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show, one guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days. days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay, I'm going to tell you in a minute where I think these markets are going to go. But first, listen to this. This one of my gang members sent me this, or he brought it to my attention. Listen to this. This was Pisani. I think it was this morning, he said.
Financials also held up better. Regional bank stocks are breaking out. Elsewhere, shares are
breaking out? No, they're not. They're not breaking out. Not at all. If you understand the chart, there was short covering. There was short covering. That's all. There's no breakout. My chart, my Pro 2, will tell you that it didn't even turn green. There was no breakout. It wasn't a breakout. So they're trying to sell you a breakout when it's just a simple short covering. That's all. There's no juice behind it. There's no money behind it. So somebody's going to jump into these banks, the regional banks, and they're going to wonder why they lose money. You can't listen to them. And again, if you understood the bond market, okay, and you understood, and if you used my chart, the color-coded chart that follows the money, you would have known that. But anyways, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. It's unbelievable. I mean, for him to say something like that is insane. And also, you got to remember, too, that stimulus is, as they say, is a life support. Under Biden, with all this stimulus, okay, when he came in 2021, we never seen anything like this. I mean, debt, back-to-back deficits, trade deficits, historic. National debt, historic. Interest payments, historic. This is insane. Productivity, the worst ever. The worst ever. And he's taken, again, all the stimulus and tells us prosperity. Can't even talk. Prosperity. It's not prosperity. And he's optimistic. I know what he's optimistic about. He thinks they're on their way, the very left-wing Democrats, to socialism or communism. That's what they think. So let's get to the market. So here's what's going to happen. They're trying their last push. But the problem is the cycle's over. Cheap money is over. They've been raising rates. We went from 0 interest rates for money to now 5%. It's over. They can't push the rest of the way up. Think about this. There's a high, the low, and they're halfway up. The market's halfway up. And they think they can break that out. They can't break that out because the cycle is finished. Cheap money cycle that's been with us for 13 years is done. It's dead. It's over. They're the ones raising the rates. They should know that. They should tell you that. They're not going to tell you that. Remember, the fake business news network, what they live on is they got to convince you to be hopeful. You know, be hopeful. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be... No, it's not going to be good.
because interest rates are going higher. Interest rates are killing us when you have back-to-back deficits, historic national debt, record high interest rate payments, record low productivity, and then on top of all that, he's still spending. But they've been able to sell this to people for 13 years as prosperity. So what we call tourist investors, they're just going to follow them. Here, listen to this. Listen to this. Here's Kramer today. Listen.
I agree with you. It's bottoming. It's got a 3.2% yield. Karen Lynch is doing a great job. 9 times earnings. Let's pull the trigger and buy some CVS.
What the hell did he just say? My God. Listen to him. I guess he's recommending CVS.
I agree with you. It's bottoming. It's got a 3.2% yield. Karen Lynch is doing a great job. 9 times earnings. Let's pull the trigger and buy some CVS.
CVS. Buy CVS. It's got 3.2 earnings, and she's doing a great job. And you're just buy because I'm Jim Cramer. That's basically what he's saying. Buy it because I'm Jim Cramer, and I know the CEO. He always throws that around. Listen.
I agree with you. It's bottoming. It's got a 3.2% yield. Karen Lynch is doing a great job. 9 times earnings.
3.2%, 9 times earnings. 3.2% yield, 9 times earnings. Karen's doing a good job. Karen, his buddy, CVS buddy. Let's put up CVS. I don't need to know Karen. She's probably as ugly as the back end of a mule. I don't know. But I know one thing. I can put it up on my chart, my color-coded chart here. I understand also, okay, let's put it up here. This is unbelievable. He's recommending you buy CVS. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? There's no buyers around. Look at the trend. Look at the selling in here. If you buy that today, you got a higher probability of that going down. Now, let's say it holds for some reason. Don't you dare buy CVS until it gets, it's right now it's trading at 73.21. You got to wait till it gets above 80. About 81 would be safe to buy. 81. You got a higher probability to get to 100 on CVS buying at 81 than you do at 73. Because from 73 up to 80, you got too much overhang, too many sellers. My color-coded chart's telling us that. When our color-coded chart turns green, it's telling you we got more buyers than sellers. This is one of the worst calls he could make and tell you to buy. But this is what they do all the time. This is what they do. This is what they do. So listen to this. Listen to this here. This was this is unbelievable.
We don't anticipate a full-blown banking crisis. If you look at various indicators of potential banking crisis, 6-month LIBOR, for instance, barely...
Oh, my God. We are in a banking crisis. It's worse than 2009, but they're doing a better job than they did in 2008, rather. They're doing a better job masking it. They're doing, as I said yesterday, they got $1.7 trillion in upside-down loans. They're not telling you that. They're telling you they only had $300 billion in upside-down loans, and they wrote those off. Are you nuts? They got $1.7 trillion they have not yet recognized. They haven't recognized. They took the 350 and they shifted them over to the balance sheet of the Fed. They did that with all the subprime loans. Remember that? The subprime loans, they did the same thing. Instead of taking the hits, they just moved them over to, it's called off-balance sheet financing. That's what they did. So that's a total lie. And 400 banks are ready to go under. 400 banks. That's 10% of all the banks that we have. That's crazy. That's insane. So that's a total lie. These banks are in the biggest trouble they've ever been in because they've never been fixed to begin with.
The economy has been pretty darn resilient.
Resilient? I want to ask you, where do they come up with this resilient? Are you kidding me? Auto delinquency, 17-year high. Matter of fact, credit cards are not far behind. Student loans. I mean, what are they talking about? Savings at a record low. We have record home equity withdrawals. People are tapped. They got to take that money out. And then they take that money, put in their savings, and they're using that money to pay everyday bills. What are you, nuts? Record withdrawals from 401ks. A record 13 million households have a negative net worth. That's more than the crash of 2008, 2009. Here's auto loans right here. Record 15-year high delinquency. Rents, delinquencies. I mean, I could go on and on. Here, listen to this. I mean, this is unbelievable, these people, what they tell you. Resilient.
So this is the economy is as bad as it's going to get as right now.
Well,
you just said that.
I'm saying that's a supposition, and I'm not going to wimp out on this. Okay, yeah, that is what I'm saying.
He's out of his mind. Now, okay, the rule of thumb in the stock market, when the market opens, lose your opinion. And that's a great rule. I tell my members that all the time. Market opens, lose your opinion so you don't lose your money, okay? But the beautiful thing is, if you know how to sell short, you'll never be wrong in the market. So if they come in and do more QE and it goes the opposite way that I'm saying, you make money going long. Starts to go down, you make money. That's the key.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, good afternoon, gang. It's Steve Celeste here with philsgang.com. Just wanted to tell you how to get engaged with Phil's Gang and how to become part of the Phil's Gang membership or how to try us for 10 days free. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com and click on Get Started at the top of the website. Click on the big red banner that says Working Investor 10-day free trial, and that's all you got to do. And hey, while you're at the website, why not stop by our gift shop, see if there's something in there for you or for somebody you know. All right, thanks, and back to you, Phil.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. Check this out. Listen to this.
On whole, when you balance everything, I think we're getting the soft landing right now.
Soft landing. I still have my. If you can see this, or if not tonight, obviously you can go. It's archived. But look at these three charts. There's a reason why from the top, you go from the top, okay, let's say January 2022 down to the bottom on the Qs, the S&P, and the banks, XLF. You notice they only made it halfway back up. We haven't gone anywhere. Since Biden's been in office, we haven't gone anywhere. After this crash, we've gone nowhere. But understand when you see the banks or the Qs only gaining half back, the S&P only half back, the spiders getting only half back. Why is that? Why only half? The half is the easy part because the half is short covering, because everybody shorted that 38% drop. The big institutions, they're not buying. Those are all short covering. It stopped halfway because the big institutions aren't coming back in and putting new money in. They're not going to pay $19 a share for every $1 of earnings when they should be only paying $15 a share for every $1 of earnings. Earnings are insane. They're all puffed. Everything's puffed. This is the real world, okay? They're not going to give you the world, these guys on the fake business news network. Their job is to get you to buy, make you feel confident, make you feel happy, so you go buy stuff. You know, and you can call me negative or they're Grim Reaper or whatever. I'm going to tell you the truth. That's all I know how to do. I've been doing this for, 53 years, 54 years? I've been on the air now for, 22 years? And I've always told the truth about the market. And people say, well, he's negative. All right, then I'll do what Jim Cramer does then. Okay? All right. Now, as far as the market, it's going to be wonderful this month. Oh, my God. We are going to see such a rally. It's going to be a beautiful thing to watch because everything's over now. Everything's great. Yeah, you can see more money coming in here, new money coming from the institutions. I mean, just everything's wonderful. Oh, inflation, don't worry. That's going right straight down. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. Your gasoline's going to go down to $2. I mean, food is I just talked to a good friend of mine owns a grocery store. He says price is going to be cut in half. We're going to see the best economy we've ever seen in years. Yeah, things are really looking good. So keep your chins up. Everything's wonderful. I can do that too. I can do that. Oh, and by the way, don't worry that Biden, okay, he's going to put on an extra $73 trillion in budget spending. Don't worry we don't have the money. That's okay. We'll just print it. Oh, gosh, don't worry about the inflation printing. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of inflation. Tiny, tiny bit. Never hurt anybody, for God's sakes. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. I have a good friend at the Budget Spending Committee. He told me, oh, it's going to be fine. Oh, and taxes? Don't worry about putting on another $58 trillion in taxes. You're not even going to notice it. It's going to be like a little gnat biting you. Oh, we're going to have such fun. This market, just buy everything. Just buy anything you see. Just buy. I can do that. Boy, that's easy. Don't have to do any research. Don't have to do is sit there and lie. What are you, nuts? This is crazy. There's something wrong when you got historic back-to-back deficits and nobody's paying attention. Understand what a trade deficit is? We're at $1 trillion. That's killing jobs. You're not going to have a job. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to go the other way. Oh, you know the trade deficit? It's almost near $1 trillion, kids. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got it from one hung low in China. Oh, I'm telling you, they're going to buy a boatload of our stuff. Mini boats, a lot of boats. So many boats we can't even get them in the water. Don't worry about it. It's going to be wonderful. Boy, that's pretty easy to do. You know that? Maybe I should do that. It's so easy. Don't have to do any work. Just get up there and do it. Are you kidding me? All right. Let's get back to reality. All right? The reality is that this economy is in deep trouble. The banks are in worse trouble than they were before. Now, the good news is this. It's okay. You know why? Because my members, when you join my gang, you learn, first of all, how to read the bond market. The bond market tells you the truth. And these guys on the fake business news network.
I agree with you. It's bottoming. It's got a 3.2% yield. Karen Lynch is doing a great job. 9 times earnings. Let's pull the trigger and buy some CVS.
And those guys, they're just dummies. I mean, they're just dummies. It's unbelievable. When they don't have inside information anymore, they don't know how to trade. Inside information isn't doing these guys any good anymore. You got to watch the bond market every day. We start at 4 in the morning here. I'm not lying. And we work really hard for our members. It's only $39.95 a month, for God's sakes. At least you're going to get the truth, and you can ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? You're going to know. You won't even have to ask the questions. That's the important thing. If you got to ask what is the market going to do, if you keep calling people, what's the market going to do? You're going to lose money. That's what the market's going to do. It's going to tear you up and spit you out. That's what the market's going to do. Nobody should be in the stock market if they have to ask, what is the market going to do? If you have stocks, you own a bunch of stocks, and you have to ask the question, what the market's going to do, you're in deep trouble. If you're with us at the gang, you don't have to ask what the market's going to do because you're going to know all the time, every time, what the market's going to do in advance, because you're going to learn how to read the signs. You're going to learn the biggest sign of all is the bond market. It always tells the truth. Always tells the truth. When yields go up, you got to be buying those stocks, okay? You got to be buying those stocks that have growth, okay? When the yields are going down, then I'm sorry, the opposite. When yields going down, you buy the growth stocks. Yields are going up, you buy the value stocks like banks, okay? Or if you want to buy insurance companies, stuff like that. So again, it's not that hard. We stay with 4 basic groups. There's 11 groups. Why? Don't always be running around looking for the hot stock. You're going to get killed. If you're with us, you're going to stay with our banks. You're going to stay with our big tech. You're going to stay with our oils. You're going to stay with our gold. We know more about those groups than anybody else, because that's all we really deal with right there. Yes, we'll do some bonus stocks, but we stay with those same stocks. And when you're new, we try to keep you just with 6 stocks. For your first year, stay just with 6 stocks. Or you should stay for the rest of your life with 6 stocks. That's how you make money in this business. But you got to know how to sell short. You got to know how to sell short. You don't need more than 6 stocks. You can take just the Qs, QQQ. You can take XLF and SPY. Those ETFs, that's all you need. You'll make more money than you'll ever make in a 401k.
Because when they go up, you're going to make money. When they go down, you're going to make money. Because you're going to know how to switch your position. But in advance, you're going to know if it's going down. In advance, you're going to know it's going up because you're going to interpret the bond market. We're going to show you how to do that. You don't have to sit there and sweat it out. You don't, really. But please, the banks are in deep trouble. They're hiding it from you. And there's a reason. Look on your chart. There's a reason that the market has not gained back more than that 0.5%. Because once they're at 50%, the short covering's over and there's no new money coming in. So the way it's going to go next, it's easier to go down than up. Join my gang tonight, philsgang.com.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to